Okay, we're going to look at some more examples that we're going to use y minus b equals m bracket x minus a with. Okay, so the first one, let's go for find the equation of this straight line, which is given by, first of all, a point minus 2, minus 3, and point 2, 4. Okay, so it's another example of equation where we're not given the y-intercept, so it would be ideal to use y minus b equals m bracket x minus a. Okay, so let's first of all choose a point, any point that lies on the line, and call it AB. I'm going to choose this one up here, 2, 4. Okay, next move is to find the gradient. So there's the first x coordinate and the first y coordinate, there's the second x coordinate, and there's the second y coordinate. Remember that the equation of a straight line, you need to find the gradient. Okay, and remember that the equation for the gradient is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So it's going to be 4 minus 3 over 2 minus 2. Okay, 4 minus 3 over 2 minus 2. Remember that two negatives flush beside each other will become a plus. 4 minus 3 is 4 plus 3. 2 minus 2 is 2 plus 2. And that will give me this kind of more awkward number that we've seen, which is 7 over 4, 7 quarters. Okay, we've got the gradient, which is 7 over 4. And we've got the point AB up here, where A is 2 and B is 4. So let's now plug that into y minus b equals m bracket x minus a. So that's going to be y minus 4 equals this kind of awkward number for the gradient is 7 quarters, bracket x minus, well, A is 2. Okay, now I'm looking to eliminate this fraction from proceedings. Now, a good thing that we can do with equations is we can manipulate them by, as long as we do one thing at one side, if we do the same thing at the other side, then that's acceptable, and we can manipulate equations quite skillfully that way. Okay, now the thing that I want to get rid of is this divide by 4, because that's just making things look a bit messy. Now the way I can do it is to multiply both sides of the equation by 4. Now if I multiply both sides of the equation by 4, here's this side here and this side here. If I multiply both sides of the equation by 4, I keep the equation balanced. So I'm going to multiply this side by 4 and this side by 4. Now why are we going to do that? Well, if you think about 7 over 4, 7 over 4 is 7 divided by 4. Now if you then multiply that before, you're cancelling out the divide before and just leaving you with 7. Okay, so let's just see how this will proceed then. So we're going to multiply the left hand side before. So y times 4 is 4y. I've got minus 4 times 4 is minus 16. Okay, I've then got 7 divided by 4 times 4. Well, the divide before and the times before cancels out and just leaves me with 7 lots of the bracket x minus 2. So simply what's happened there is I've multiplied this side before, the divide before and the times before cancel each other out and just leave me with 7. So that's now 4y minus 16 equals 7 times x is 7x, and 7 times minus 2 is minus 14. I'm then going to bring that minus 16 across to the other side and change its sign, and that will be 4y equals 7x minus 14 plus 16. Let's just tidy that up. Minus 14 plus 16 is plus 2. Final answer then, 4y equals 7x plus 2. Now we're going to do several more of these examples to get you used to them, so let's take down an example 2. Okay, example 2, and this time we've been given following information. So we've got a point, -2, -5, and then a point, 3, 4. Okay, first of all, choose one of the points and call it AB. So I'm going to choose this one at random. So A is 3 and B is 4. I then want to find the gradient M. So it's going to be first x coordinate, first y coordinate, second x coordinate, second y coordinate. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, 4 minus -5 over 3 minus -2. So it's 4 minus -5 and 3 minus -2. 4 minus -5 over 3 minus -2. The two negatives flush together become positives. 4 minus -5 is 4 plus 5. 3 minus -2 is 3 plus 2. 4 plus 5 is 9, and 3 plus 2 is 5. The gradient of the line is 9/5. I've then chosen this point to call it AB, and it's y minus b equals m bracket x minus a. So y minus b, which is 4, is equal to m, which is 9/5 bracket x minus a is 3. Okay, so last time out I had 7/4, so the divide before was the kind of awkward bit, but we multiplied both sides of the equation before. Well, the divide by 5 bit is the awkward bit this time. So you'd probably guess that I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. Okay, so this side needs to get multiplied by 5, so y times 5 is 5y. Minus 4 times 5 is -20. Okay, the divide by 5 and the times by 5 cancel out, and that just leaves me with 9 lots of the bracket, 9 bracket x minus 3. Okay, so 5y minus 20 is equal to 9 times x is 9x, and 9 times -3 is -27. I'm going to bring the -20 across the other side, that will become +20. And I get 5y equals 9x minus 27 plus 20. Okay, tidy up the -27 plus 20, and that'll give me -7. Final answer then is 5y equals 9x minus 7. Okay, and an example 3. Okay, this time I've got a point -5 minus 2 and a point 3, 3. Okay, I'm going to choose one of the points and call it AB, so random, I'm going to choose this one. Okay, and then it's x1, y1, x2, y2. Gradient y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 3 minus -2 over 3 minus -5. So y2 minus y1. 3 minus -2 over x2 minus x1. 3 minus -5. 3 minus -2 over 3 minus -5. Remember that two negatives flush together will become a plus. So 3 minus -2 is 3 plus 2. 3 minus -5 is 3 plus 5. 3 plus 2 is 5 over 3 plus 5 is 8. The gradient is 5/8. Okay, I've then got the point AB, which is 5 minus 2. Let's put that into y minus b equals m bracket x minus a. So y minus b, y minus -2 is equal to m, which is 5/8, bracket x minus a, x minus minus 5. Okay, y minus minus 2 becomes y plus 2. 5/8 bracket x minus minus 5, x plus 5. Okay, what's causing difficulty this time in awkwardness is the divide by 8, so multiply both sides of the equation by 8. That divide by 8 and times by 8 will then cancel out. Okay, but I do it to this side as well. Y times 8 is 8y. 2 times 8 is 16 is equal to 5 bracket x plus 5. 8y plus 16 equals 5 times x is 5x, and 5 times 5 is 25. Bring the 16 across to the other side and change its sign. Okay, and that's 8y equals 5x plus 25 minus 16. Final answer, 8y equals 5x plus 9. Okay, let's try an example 4. And this time, as you can see, we've got a downward sloping line, so we should expect at this point to get a negative value for the gradient. Okay, so let's say first of all that this is the point minus 3, 2, and that is the point 1, minus 5. Okay, so let's choose one of the points and call it A, B at random. Don't need to think about this too much. I can choose either point, so I'm going to choose that point A, B. Okay, and then let's label x1, y1 from left to right, x2, y2, and m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 minus 5 minus 2 over 1 minus 3. So it's going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 minus 5 minus 2, 1 minus 3. Okay, minus 5 minus 2, take your time, be careful. That's minus 7, 1 minus 3, that's 1 plus 3, minus 7 over 4 for the gradient. Okay, let's feed everything into the equation. Y minus b equals m bracket x minus a. So y minus 5 equals minus 7 over 4 bracket x minus 1. Let's just take our time with this. So where did that come from? So y minus b, well, b is minus 5, so it's y minus 5 equals the gradient, which is minus 7 over 4, bracket x minus a, bracket x minus 1. Okay, so y minus 5, y plus 5 is equal to minus 7 over 4, bracket x minus 1. What's causing the problem this time is the divide by 4, multiply both sides of the equation by 4. Those two cancel out. Okay, so 4 times y, 4y, 4 times 5, 20 is equal to minus 7 bracket x minus 1. Let's tidy that up. Minus 7 times x minus 7x, minus 7 times minus 1 plus 7. Bring the 20 to the other side and change its sign. 4y equals minus 7x plus 7 minus 20. Okay, minus 7x, 7 minus 20, 7 minus 20, that's minus 13, final answer. Okay, let's try one more example, and let's this time go for this one. So, I'm going to say that cuts the x-axis at minus 2, and that is the point 2 minus 5. Okay, let's first of all establish exactly what this point is. So remember that each point's got an x-coordinate. The x-coordinate is movement along the way, and the y coordinate is movement up or down. So to get from the origin along to -2, I move 2 along the negative direction, that's -2, but I don't travel up or down, so the point is -2, 0. Okay, and x1, y1, x2, y2. Let's choose one of the points and call it AB. So I'm going to choose at random this one. Okay, label my axis as well, x and y. Okay, so y minus b equals m bracket x minus a. Remember the equation of the straight line. I need to find the gradient. So that's going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's minus 5 minus 0 over 2 minus 2 minus 5 minus 0 over 2 minus 2 minus 5 minus 0 over 2 minus 2. Okay, minus 5 minus 0, that's minus 5, and 2 minus 2 is 2 plus 2. So that's minus 5 over 4. The gradient is minus 5 quarters. We've got point AB, which is 2 minus 5. Let's feed that into the equation. So y minus b, well, that's y minus 5, equals m. M is minus 5 quarters, bracket x minus a, x minus 2. Okay, what's causing awkwardness this time is the divide before, so let's multiply both sides of the equation by 4. Okay, so y times 4. Well, let's first of all, before we do that, just tidy this bit up. So that'll be y plus 5 equals minus 5 quarters, bracket x minus 2. Okay, then let's multiply both sides before. Okay, so y times 4 is 4y, 5 times 4 is 20. These two cancel out and leave me with minus 5 bracket x minus 2. 4y plus 20 equals minus 5 times x minus 5x minus 5 times minus 2 is plus 10. Okay, bring the plus 20 across to the other side and change its sign, change side, change sign. 4y equals minus 5x plus 10 minus 20. And tidy it up. 4y equals minus 5x minus 10. Final answer.